I'm here at the Blockchain Innovation Conference 2019 in Amsterdam, and Etienne Amic from VAKT.io or .io has just come fresh off the stage, talking to us about a real use case, something that we still hear in the blockchain world. Yeah, it's pointless, there's no good use cases. But I think this is one of the most fascinating use cases I've heard of so far, because you're already trading massive amounts on the blockchain, through the blockchain is perhaps a better word. But I'll let you begin. Tell us a little bit about VAKT.io.
So VAKT is a post-trade facility for physical energy trading, and really we are confirming trades. We are dealing with the logistical aspects of the physical trades in oil in particular, and we started in the North Sea for where the parcels of oil are big. They represent typically $50 million one piece, and the size of the market is about $250 billion. We launched at the end of February 2019. We already have, a very decent market share. 80% of the physical parcels on the platform. We got about 60% of the traders, 40% of the transactions, and that's growing. And our goal is really to go to 80 and 90% across the board. And this is a production blockchain with enterprise-grade software. That means that we're available 99.9% of the time during business hours. It's being used by physical traders day in, day out. And it's the single source of truth, for at least the main source of truth for now, for their physical trading, which is very valuable.
So let me take a step back for our viewers, because you said a lot of really important things there, but they might not have quite caught on. You chose a small market to get into, and that's oil.
Yes.
Particularly North Sea oil, and okay, that's logical because of your location, but it's one of the most important oil regions in the world. And you decided not to go live with just a pilot or just a small thing, but no, like you said, enterprise grade, actual production oil. Can you name a few of the clients that are using your platform?
Some of the clients are obviously our shareholders, like BP, Shell, Total,
small companies nobody's ever heard of them.
Exactly, and obviously the volumes they trade are very, very significant. The North Sea oil market is critical. It's only 1% of the worldwide production, but it prices about 40 to 50% of the oil, in particular oil from West Africa and things like that. So this is a very critical market. It's only about 20 major traders. But it's really in the backbone of the physical energy trading, right? Yeah. It's really critical, and that's the reason why we started with that particular market, because you need to capture high market share very fast. And we decided not to go with a pilot, because I think what blockchain needs now are practical use cases where you can demonstrate it works. Yeah. And we managed to do that very quickly. And we're now obviously very proud that our clients are supporting us and are trading on the platform, are confirming their transactions on the platform, and we hope that then we can expand from there. Our second market, which will be refined products, have about 100 traders active and 10 times more transactions. So we're scaling up. Yeah. That would be the way I would describe it.
And that's scaling up in your terms, but for our viewers, I think they're already wow. You choose to start there, but I understand it. As you said, you need to capture market share fast, but with as little effort as possible, because of course you're new in the market, so to speak. So really good strategic thinking from your perspective there. For our viewers, when we talk about the oil industry, how big are we talking as a total industry? What's the goal that you can shoot for?
The physical oil trading is about $7 trillion, transacted every year. We started with a small market, the North Sea, which is $250 billion. But obviously there's a lot of work, to reach the $7 trillion. What is very important to understand is that oil in the Middle East is not traded exactly as oil in the North Sea, and it's not traded exactly the same way as oil in the US Gulf Coast. So you need to capture the complexity of the logistics of oil, physical oil trading, in all these sub-markets to be relevant to your clients. And I think that's a very important point, is that the blockchain can only be potentialized if you do all this background work of allowing your clients to really replicate what they do today with humans,
instead of forcing them to fit to a system. So
you have to listen to them and adapt. And that's really a lot of the job we do, is that to listen to what they need, to observe their current practices, to replicate them in software, to capture all that complexity, and then to interface that with the blockchain so that they've got cybersecurity, they've got immutability, all the good things that the blockchain will bring to you.
Yeah, and also the flexibility for regulatory and legal and intercontinental, and then the list of stuff that you guys have got to take care of must be endless.
They are complexities, but I would say the physical oil trading is non-regulated to a large extent. There are some regulations, but it's not as extensively regulated as financial oil trading. So you don't have regulatory reporting and things like that. So it's a good place. The other side of the coin is obviously it's a lot more complex than financial oil trading.
Because it's not regulated. Because there's no standards.
Because the standards, the oil trading depends, the value of the oil depends on the quantity of sulfur you've got in it, on different tests that you need to carry out. Whereas, in financial, you just need to give the maturity, the quantity, the price, and name the product, and you're pretty much done. Yeah. In physical oil trading, you may have to match up to 70 fields. So that's a lot of complexity to capture.
And so you guys have been live for quite a few months now, but still pretty young.
Very young.
$7 trillion to go after, so a lot of work to be done. What's the next big step for you? Not what are you going to do next week or next month, but what's that leapfrog?
I think we have done a good job with the traders. Now we need to reach a critical scale with the terminals, the ship owners, the inspection companies. So really work on our ecosystem of partners. And they are also clients. Yep. And for each one of them, we need to have an adapted offering. And I think that's the next big step for us. And it's very important because the demand from these constituencies depend on the demand from the traders, but the demand from the traders depends on the demand from on the presence of these partners on the blockchain.
So everything you do is the chicken and egg problem of you need one side before you got the other side, but you can't get the other side until you got the other side.
So it's a multi-sided platform.
So ecosystem is really the key word here, is in it together.
And we have to work hard and to give the proper voice to these partners so that they have a platform that also meets their needs and not only the traders' needs.
Yeah. We got a couple of minutes left. So how long have you been interested in blockchain, crypto, distributed ledger, this kind of field of technology?
For me, it's not been long, to be honest, because I was an energy trader and then I created a company using artificial intelligence to track all the tankers in the world and tell you what's in them. So I came relatively kind of late. It's about, I've traded crypto, but I would say no more than a year.
Wow.
And I'm flabbergasted by the richness of the ecosystem, the number of players, the number of cryptocurrencies, and also much more prosically, the number of day-to-day applications now being rolled out as opposed to CryptoKitties.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting to see how it's really becoming very real now. It's entering day-to-day life.
Well, and also thanks to companies like you who are finally making CryptoKitties not the best use case for crypto and blockchain.
CryptoKitties were okay.
It's a lot of fun. It's just, it might not be actually helping us as a community to break through to the outside world. But what's the one thing you hope for? So you're relatively new in the crypto and the blockchain world. You've dived in literally the deepest end, I think, possible, and that looks like it's going really well. What's the one thing you're hoping for, either from a technology perspective or from the ecosystem perspective, that you think, when that happens, the game changes again?
Well, I think I'm not a technologist by training, but I'm very sensitive to the fact that some people are really working hard interfacing different blockchains. So I see a bright future where you got different blockchains very active in specific sectors, and then they can talk to each other very efficiently, very seamlessly, and they allow some of the information to pass from one blockchain to the other, but while protecting, the information. I think there's a lot of future because to make the blockchain very efficient for a given sector, you really need to understand the nitty-gritty, all the details of that sector, and so I don't think you can have a universal blockchain. You need really groups of people, groups of technologists, of business people to come together and build a blockchain adapted to a specific sector. But then, as part of a wider ecosystem, you need all these blockchains to talk to each other. For example, our blockchain is now talking to Congo, which is a trade finance blockchain. I can imagine easily that at some point our blockchain will talk to a financial settlement blockchain, a payment blockchain. So I think working on these interfaces is really exciting. I find that will probably potentialize a lot of the use cases by having them work together and provide an integrated service to consumers.
That's what you're hoping for.
Yes.
Great. I'm Nick Stevens here at the Blockchain Innovation Conference in Amsterdam 2019. This was Etienne from VAKT.io. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. It was fun.
Great. Thank you.